Okay, I just wrote this piece called Dear AMC, it's time to start taking The Walking Dead's problems seriously. And this is about all the different Walking Dead shows. Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, but especially Walking Dead and Fear. Since World Beyond is only 2 seasons, there's nothing they can do about that. And about shows that AMC has in the pipeline. What can I say? These could be better shows. This series deserves a higher quality production. And this really stems from, I think, it's mostly a writing issue, right? A storytelling issue. The zombies themselves are fantastic, right? The actors are mostly perfectly fine. Some are great, but they're given very bad scripts, especially in Fear the Walking Dead, which is practically a parody of itself now. So what I'd like to see, obviously, is better writing and more skillful producing. The showrunners have not inspired confidence, especially in Fear the Walking Dead. But even though Angela Kang has improved The Walking Dead overall, there's just still so many little problems. And it all comes down to quality control, right? It's just all these little details that stack up. You have such uneven episodes. We saw that with the 6 bonus episodes. They were really, really wildly uneven. The Negan one was great, but most of the episodes were not great. There's just, it's either poorly written dialogue or plot holes. Season 11 especially has just been, it was such an inexplicable season. The whole notion that Maggie and this small group is going to go fight these guys that destroyed Maggie's whole community to get food seems preposterous, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. They had that bunker with the zombies in it that they could have raided again. They could have killed all those zombies and gone in there and probably lost a lot fewer people than they ended up losing trying to fight these Reapers. The Reapers themselves are just a terrible group of uninteresting bad guys that just they're introduced so late in the game, and it just feels like a distraction. Sometimes shows just go on past their welcome, right? And The Walking Dead it's gone on for 11 seasons now, and it's time to end it, and it's a good thing they are. But it would be nice if it went out on a high point, on a strong, solid note. We need to have characters being killed off. We need to worry all the time about who's going to die. This is the end. How are we going to end this? It needs to have tension. There need to be stakes. So far, it's like everyone has plot armor, except for Maggie's people who, of course, they're just expendable. But apparently they can't survive, even though they've survived just as long as the Alexandrians. The cast is still too big, right? Even after the culling in the Whisperer War, the cast is just still too big. The same thing is going on. Fear the Walking Dead, of course, has so many more problems. The problems are so much bigger. All the characters are jokes in Fear the Walking Dead. The conflict is a great big joke. The whole nuclear apocalypse thing is ridiculous. Even this season, I've always thought the cinematography was pretty good in Fear the Walking Dead, even when it was bad. Even when the show was pretty bad, the cinematography, just the shots, were pretty well put together. This season has really fallen apart kind of across the board, though. All these shots of people's eyes inside their radiation masks and whatnot. It's just awful now, and Strand is awful. In tonight's episode, Strand hires an assassin to kill a family, including a child. That's not how Strand would act. They've completely assassinated his character. Alicia Debnam Carey is nowhere to be seen in this season, and I wonder if she's off the show. It's possible, right? They're going to drag this out and reveal that she died or something. I don't know. It's weird to not have one of your main characters around for this many episodes, though. I think that they've written off... what's his face? The black guy in the wheelchair, Wendell. I lose these names because these characters are fairly insignificant, but they wrote him off pretty much without killing him in last week in a really, really stupid bad episode. But my point is AMC should be taking these problems seriously. They should be looking at what they're producing in Fear the Walking Dead and say, hold on a second. We do not want to have such bad television associated with our brand. We need to find people who can run this show better, who can write better scripts. We need to have quality control. We need to have somebody come in and read the scripts before they go to film, and say, hey, look, this doesn't make sense. This is silly. Maybe we shouldn't do this. If there are people doing that, I don't think they're doing a very good job of it. And I know I pick on the showrunners, and I know I pick on this show, but man, if they would just do their job, I wouldn't have to be so harsh. And they're not. It's just bad. I mean, it is objectively bad. I don't know how anyone can enjoy Fear the Walking Dead anymore. It's preposterous. Morgan's insufferable. Strand has become a villain, just a comic book villain, rather than the more interesting rogue that he was originally and for many seasons. Interesting characters like Nick are gone. Madison's gone, although I still think she's coming back, although I don't know why Kim Dickens would ever want to come back onto this show in its current state. John Dory's gone. Garrett Dillahunt, you know, he's better off, even though I loved his character, he's better off not on this show. So, anyways, that's my point. It's time to take it seriously. It's time to have a reckoning. It's time to sit down and say, what is the legacy of The Walking Dead going to be? What is the future of The Walking Dead going to look like? Are we going to hire some really talented television people, writers, producers, directors? AMC has you know, they're behind a couple of my very favorite TV shows of all time, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. They obviously can put out good content. They just choose not to with The Walking Dead. I guess it's just easier to just sort of cash grab than to take the hard steps required to sort of reinvigorate this franchise. But I think it needs to happen. Fear the Walking Dead is just, I cannot believe that it is still on the air. I cannot believe that its current showrunners are still producing it. I can't believe what every episode I watch, I just shake my head. I just can't believe it. The Walking Dead is in much better shape, but this has been a rough start, and I really hope that the next 8 episode batch is a step up, because whoa, that was not good. All right, that's all I have to say about that. I will also link to my article, and then of course I do have my Fear the Walking Dead review coming out. And yes, I do feel a little bit like a broken record in these reviews these days, and I apologize for that. But here we are. Thanks for watching. Peace.